Da primeira vez que eu te vi, menina, meu coração pulou pra boca.
So over the last few months I've had quite an obsession with thrifting old cameras, and specifically old film cameras. And when looking around in these shops and charity shops, I've always got a keen eye for a point and shoot. And even though I have thrifted quite a few, I have actually never used one before, and I thought this video would be a perfect opportunity to give it a go. So I selected my Olympus superzoom 105R to give it a good old go. And if you want to see any more videos on the point and shoots maybe I've shown, or just point and shoots in general that you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and make them as soon as possible. Also, I'd like to make a quick apology for the fact that the photography videos themselves have been slowing down on the channel. I've been doing a lot more talking videos, and that's not because I don't want to go out and take photos, it's because I've been struggling to get out and take photos because my car was hit. And it was in December, and if you know anything about insurances, it takes a long while. But anyway, let's get back to photography. This Olympus superzoom 105R has a 38 to 105mm lens, which is not so bad. This lens that I'm using now is the 24 to 105, and I feel like because of the design of the camera, that sort of lens is actually pretty good for everyday carry because the lens folds back in, so it's not protruding out the whole time. The lens fits perfectly in your pocket and it's not too much of a worry. The flash that the camera has is very bright, and to be honest, I'm very happy with the condition of the camera. I thrifted it from a charity shop for about £20 and I cannot complain whatsoever. But enough yap about the camera. I'm here and you're here to see how this camera works, so let's get to it. So today's location choice is actually Plymbridge Woods. This is somewhere that's really local to me. I've done a video here before whilst using my Fujifilm GM670, and I shot with expired Portrait 400, whereas in this video I'll be using in-date Kodak Gold 200. So if you want to see the images that I got that are compared to the Kodak Gold 200 on this camera compared to my medium format camera, then have a little look at the top and watch it after this video. Watch this one first.
I've got better things to do. Okay. To leave a little bit.
Let me turn this on. So I'm actually only on my 6th shot. Hopefully you can see it. Probably not. Yeah, you can see it. Of the Olympus superzoom 105R, and I'm loving it. Yeah, it's really nice, really nice. I'm paranoid that I haven't loaded the film properly because I've done it so many times on new cameras, like that has different catching systems and stuff. I'm hoping and praying that I've put it in properly, and with that, the only gripe that I have is look how small the viewfinder is. I have big glasses, I have quite a big head, and trying to like line it up all the time, it's a bit of a pain, but I don't know. There's a character about this that I absolutely love, and I'm only on my 6th shot. You can probably see next to me this way. There is it looks like an old building. From my understanding, I know you've got the viaduct above me, you've got that building there, and then across the way, you might be able to hear some running water, I'm not sure, but there is an old watermill. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to put a Jake's history lesson in here somewhere and you kind of understand what's going on and I get a bit of understanding. I love history, I'm a bit of a nerd for it. So fingers crossed I'll figure out what the hell that is, because I'm interested and I hope you are as well. And I'm going to get some pictures of it too, so kind of hope you're interested, because I am. Fancy. So these two images are actually some of my favourite from the day. I shot the shot in both portrait and landscape for both different purposes if I ever need a landscape and a portrait shot, but I really like them both. I really like the colours that we used and the way that the film has kind of grabbed all the light. I think it's amazing, and considering I have no control over these settings, I'm really quite happy how they turned out. I did, however, leave the flash setting on, where it was, I think it was a fill setting that it has like 4 different like flash settings, and you can see it on the tree ever so slightly, because I just made a few tweaks in Lightroom just to bring up some of the exposure here and there, but it was only minimal stuff. And the tree kind of in the center of the image, it was really bright no matter what, so I must have left the flash on without even realizing, but I'm really happy with both of these shots. So we're just talking about how great that the point and shoot camera is for exposure and everything in the last 2 shots. This shot was when I looked at the contact sheet I got back from the film lab, and this was the first image I kind of got, that's where the point and shoots kind of vary a little bit for me. So this was the only shot, to be fair, of all 24 that was out of focus, and I think it was my own doing. I remember taking this shot and feeling slightly off balance, and I remember hearing this shot go as I kind of moved, so probably on me compared to the camera, because the lighting was fine, so it should have meted for the shutter to be fast enough, which has done in the rest of the shots, so it was probably a personal doing. But that's also the risk you take with point and shoot film cameras, is the fact of you don't really know how the camera's going to meter for it. You just got to kind of hope for the best. Yes, this one is probably a personal issue, but it's something to look out for. Right, so I'm currently headed back the other way, and my camera has only got, I think it was 2 bars of battery, so I'm filming on my iPhone. You can probably tell by the quality, so I'm hoping that it's okay, but I've got to walk. So I'm trying to think how to explain it. I've gone all the way from out there, quite a lot of steps, and where you saw the river in the clip, there's no way to get around it, so I've got to walk all the way around. Walking all the way around does serve a purpose. I want to go on the other side because there's other cool pictures, and I've only done, haven't turned my camera on, I think I've done 14 or 15 shots, so it's not too bad. So I've got 24 in the roll, and as I'm walking I may as well say that with this camera I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm quite surprised actually, because as a photographer you have control over every small aspect that you're shooting. Obviously with film, not the ISO, well, you can push the ISO, but that's besides the point. But not having any control is nice and not nice. Initially it was very scary because I'm like giving up that control in the hopes that the camera's working, and considering it was from a charity shop, God knows. But now I'm halfway through the roll, I'm kind of just going with the flow of it, and I think that's the whole point of point and shoots, because I'm using it, I'm enjoying it, and I'm putting it back in my pocket, or even holding it because I think it looks cool. So yeah, if you ever come across a Olympus Super Zoom 105R, definitely get one. Hoping you can hear me because the mic's on the other side. But this is the old mill that I was talking about. When I was over, you can probably see the bench. Where's my hand? There's a bench there. When I was talking about it there, this is the old mill I was on about. You can go down around the side, but it's very slippy today, and I don't really fancy falling on my ass. Oh, perfect. So just whilst I'm eating my Kit Kat, having a break, it's been an hour, no, hour and a half since I got here. Just in my big loop round, realised after the big loop round that I could have just gone underneath, over the viaduct, then come back down. But hey ho, more steps, better for the old ticker. Well, it's me and a chocolate bar. But I just wanted to say a big thank you, really. I've been posting videos for 4.5 months, and I've got, I think it was 575 subscribers in that time, and that's mind-boggling to me. Like, I've always wanted to do YouTube as a kid, like growing up watching all the Sidemen and all that sort of stuff, and always thought I had an inkling of that's what I wanted to do, and now I'm doing it. It's really strange, and the fact that I do have like 575 people that have watched a video or two and gone, yeah, I like this guy's stuff, and follow it, it baffles me, and it gives me a reason to do my photography. I'm going to do it anyway, whether people are watching or not, because I thoroughly enjoy coming out, taking pictures of this, really. And yeah, just a big thank you. Over the time we've had 30,000 views, no, nearly 40,000 views on the channel now. I've just realised I haven't even taken a bite of my Kit Kat. 40,000 views into the channel in 4.5 months. Nuts, absolutely nuts. And if for whatever reason you enjoy these videos, I do thoroughly appreciate that you enjoy the same thing that I enjoy. It's nice that we've got a little community going, and nice to see that people are coming back to the videos, because it really does mean a lot. So thank you very much. Towards the end of my Plymbridge walk, I kind of decided that I wanted to use the camera like an everyday point and shoot camera that it's going to be used for. I know at the beginning when I was taking the pictures, I was trying to still put my own photography twist on things and the way I see things, which is great, but I also wanted to use it for a bit of fun, and I loved it. If I'm perfectly honest, I absolutely loved it. I've never really shot like this before, because everything is now so ingrained on how I want to shoot. It was just really enjoyable. So I shot this picture of a feather on a tree. My mum is an absolute sucker for feathers, so I thought I'd photograph it. The image is out of focus, but I really quite like it. I don't know why. I think it's almost a little bit dreamy, I guess. I don't really know, but love that image. And then I took pictures of me sat down showing my shoes by the river. Once again, it's amazing. I'll probably put it up on my own personal Instagram, because it's memories, it's adventures, and the fact that it's out of focus makes it even better. And once again, I left the flash on, but it doesn't matter. The image still turned out amazingly well. And the final shot of this mini 3 is the river where the sunlight was coming through, lovely. And I'm very impressed. As for someone who's always so nitpicky on the amount of light that I want into the camera, or like just the settings in general, and to kind of breathe and let the camera do its job, and to come out with the images that I have, I'm kind of just blown away, I guess. And it's definitely something I'm going to be using more and more. And towards the end of the walk, which is also the beginning of the walk, there is a bridge that goes across the car park, and I don't think it's in use anymore, but it's almost like an old train station. And I've always wanted to take pictures of it. I've always wanted to get quite close to it, and even as a kid I wanted to get on and take pictures. Obviously you're not allowed to do that, so I never did. But then I kind of just sacked it off of that. I won't ever get a good picture of this again. Or even to start with, I don't think I've ever taken a picture of it. I've always wanted to, though. But having this 105 lens on the camera that fits in my pocket made it more viable to take a picture of it. So I took 2 images. I took one in portrait and then one in landscape. I heard a runner coming past and I'm going to make it look like I've taken this shot, and I'm going to let him run past, and then I'll take the shot in landscape. And this image is actually the favourite of the day, and I wish I had more people in my shots when I was there, but I got down there at 8:30 in the morning because that was the only time I could get down there, and it started picking up as I was leaving. And I'm really happy with the shots that I got where it does have actually a couple of people in. I'm sure I've already shown it, but the people down by the riverbank, it's very not necessarily very out of focus, but I've cropped in a little bit. The focus isn't very sharp because it's a point and shoot, but it's definitely something that I would add into my collection of maybe, I don't know, maybe a book that I want to make going forward. I don't know why, but those sorts of images with slight human interaction, it really appeals to me, and something that I'm definitely going to be using going forward. So what are my opinions on the Olympus Super Zoom 105R and in general point and shoots? Because I'm sure now I'm going to use, I don't know how many I've got, at least another 5 or 10, and I'm probably going to use a lot more of these going ahead in the future. And I'm really happy I gave it a go because it's something that I've wanted to do for ages, and it turned out really, really well. I also think that the camera itself, let me go and get it. I also think that the camera itself is something that I'm going to use as like an everyday carry, because I don't want to be so nitpicky, as I've said before, on the lenses or the settings. Kind of just bung some film in and just photograph. And I don't know, I might end up doing a whole project around it. I'm not quite sure yet. If it's something you'd like to see, then let me know. But these cameras are amazing, and they're cheap if you can find them secondhand. If you find them on Depop, my word, they're expensive. But if you can find them from a loving home that not necessarily they're not sure what the worth is, but they'd rather give it to somebody who's going to get worth out of it, then that's your perfect place to start. So I'm extremely happy, and if you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe, and if you want to see these images themselves, follow me on Instagram at Grenney Creates. I'll be posting some of these going forward in mini collections, I guess, and it would mean the world to me if you followed me on there as well. So like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Grenney Creates, and use my code Grenney in all capitals on the dehancer website to save on your purchases. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.